Hello, this video presentation is working with Word Processing Module 1, Create, Edit, Ribbon, and Groups. This assignment will be a resource as we continue with the assignments in Module 1. These are the topics that we'll cover in Module 1, both in this overview and when we actually do the assignments with these particular topics. We will be working with both Microsoft Office Word and also Google Docs so that you have exposure to two different applications. When you open a Word document, a blank new Word document, remember the title bar is in blue for Word. It's labeled Document 1 until you give it a new name. And remember, when you do name your documents, when your file save as, you have up to 255 characters to give it a name. So give it a name that's long enough so that you'll be able to find it quickly, not just SA1. Give it a good name so that you can find it quickly. You have your quick access toolbar, which is the floppy disk. These are the default settings: floppy disk to save, undo, redo, and this is your button to customize your quick access toolbar, which we'll actually do in an assignment in Module 1. Then you have your tabs. The default tab is Home, and underneath it is all of the groups in the ribbon that reflect Home, things that you use frequently within Word: the clipboard, copy, cut, paste, the font group, paragraph, and so forth. The only one that doesn't change is File. That takes you to the backstage area to either file, save, open, or print. The mouse pointers within the interface of Microsoft Word, the flashing I-beam or insertion point or flashing cursor is where that is where your text will be typed. So where that's flashing, so if you wanted to go to the end of a paragraph, if it's flashing at the beginning, you need to point with the mouse and click to the end of the paragraph to get the insertion point to where you want to begin typing. This arrow is used both within the ribbon. If you want to point and click and up from the ribbon, it's a arrow facing left. The right pointing arrow is when you, and we'll do this when we do an actual assignment, is called the selection area, and that's usually in the left-hand margin of the Word document. And that's for a quick way to select text. This is usually used in the ribbon, and if you hover over something, it'll also give you what's called a screen tip. For example, if you're hovering over in the Home font group over the B for bold, it'll tell you that it's bold and the shortcut is Control B. If you're hovering over a particular link and it changed to a hand pointing, it'll actually take you to a link within that, whatever you click. Over on the bottom right in the font group, that little corner dialog box will open up the dialog box opener, launch it. And this will show you in the first assignment. Between the top margin and the ribbon, this will, if you double click it, it'll hide that extra like top margin space if you wanted to have more typing space. So here we go. This is the blue title bar for Word, Document 1. It's in the Home default tab position. You have your ribbon. It's broken up into groups: clipboard, font, paragraph. And again, if you click this dialog box launcher, it'll show you all of these options, but in more detail. So this is the tabs showing the ribbon broken up into groups. Again, you have your tab section, and as you click each tab, the ribbon changes, reflecting what the topic is. And then they're also broken up into groups in each of the tabbed areas. This is a group for the font, and it has everything to do what you would change to your font. So if you hovered over everything, pointing with the arrow would tell you that that's bold. The shortcut key is Control B, italic, Control I, underline, Control U. This has an arrow next to it. So if you just click this, you're going to get a thin, straight, the default setting underline. If you click this down arrow, that usually means there's more options. For example, a thicker underline, a double underline, a triple underline. There's more options. This is strike through, so it puts a line through the text. This is subscript, to have the dropped number or letter, and this would be superscript. Subscript example would be H2O. Superscript, if you had anything in degrees, or when you're working with ordinal numbers, first, second, third, you would have superscript. This is to clear formatting. This is called text effects, highlighting. Notice that text effects, highlighting, and font color, these all have extra options, meaning there's more option than just. So if you wanted to highlight, you would get that color yellow. If you wanted a different color, you would click the down arrow and select a different color. Same thing with font. This one is an amazing feature. We'll get into that later. It's called change case. So we'll do that. The font size is 11. This one here will increase it by 1 until it gets to 12. Then it'll go 12, 14 by 2s. And this would decrease it back to 12 to 11 to 10 to 9 and so forth. I think majority of people will just click and type in, select their exact font size they want. And some people just click it up until they see the size that looks good for them. There's the dialog box launcher, and it's got a shortcut, Control D, and it'll customize your text, and you get a live preview, so I'll show you on the next screen. So this is, again, the font, the type, the size, you want color to the font, underline, any other special features. Whatever you select up here will showcase here in the preview, so you get a live preview of it. You want to open a completely blank new document, you would click File to get to the Backstage area, New, and select Blank Document. If you wanted to work with a template, for example, a flyer, you would type in the category and then click search, and then you would select, there's a lot of varieties to choose from. Whatever you choose, you would click create. You would right click and change the picture if you don't want that picture. You could get rid of a cloud. You could change the text. You could do it anything, but it's something to work with and make changes and create your own flyer. Opening an existing file, so you would choose, again, File, Backstage area, Open, and whether it's in your OneDrive or in your PC, and then you'd find the file and open it. Save as, same thing, File, Save As, or you could click the floppy disk in the top left corner, and you would save it, whether you save it to your OneDrive or on your browser and on your PC in Documents. On-screen navigation, you would click Home, click the magnifying glass, which is the Find, or the shortcut, if you hover over it, is Control F. And what it'll do is open up this navigation pane, and it opens on the left-hand side of your document. And there's 3 options: headings, pages, and results. So this is headings. So if you were to click any of these, like for example, technology is universal, it'll take you in that document exactly to where that topic begins. If you click pages, you could look at them at they call them thumbnail, the pictures, and you could go right to page 3, right to page 2. It's just a quick way to navigate. Results is if you're looking for a word. I know I typed the word universal in there, and you would type it in here. When you select results first, type universal, and it'll take you right to that to the word that's there. And if it has many where it occurs more than once, it'll show you all of them. So that's a navigation: headings, pages, and results. A way to navigate through your document quickly. The quick access toolbar. The default settings is to have the floppy disk, which is to save, undo, and redo. If you click this option right here, which is the customize the quick access toolbar, When you click it, it'll show you what's already been selected. Save is already an option, undo and redo. If you want to put quick print up there, or print preview, or spelling and grammar, something that you use a lot, you would select these. You just have to do them one at a time. The difference between quick print and print preview and quick and print, this will be an icon that looks like a printer, little icon of a printer, and this one will be a piece of paper with a magnifying glass. So what happens on the quick print is if you have that as an icon in your quick access toolbar, when you click it, it just takes it right to the printer, just prints it right away, which could be a problem because you go to your printer in another room, another location, and find out that it's not all on one page and you have to fix it and reprint. It would be better to do the print preview, where it takes you to the preview of what it looks like, and then you would click the print button. Spelling and grammar, that's a good option to have as your quick access toolbar. If you use numbering or bullets a lot and you want to have that option up here, or you want to have copy up here, anything that you want to add to that, you could go more commands and select anything and everything that you want visible on your quick access toolbar. You have control over that. So this is selecting text. So if I hover over the word communication, I double click on it and it selects it. And then if I want to select this one, if I double click over communication and double click here, it'll take that one off. So what I would do is double click this one first, then I would come over and hover over this one, hold Control and then double click, hold Control and double click, and it selects all of them. And if I had more, I could keep going. And then I could put it in bold or change the font, and it would do all three at the same time. On the right-hand side, if I wanted to select the entire paragraph, I would just hover over any word and triple click, and it'll select, triple click will select the entire paragraph, just one paragraph. In the font group, again, this is the font type, which is the default setting, Calibri, and the size is 11. And the bold, italic, underline, this is highlighting, font color. Again, notice when they have the arrow, that means there's more options. This would increase the font size. It first goes to 12, then it goes by 2s, and this would be decreasing. Format Painter is a great feature I'll share with you later. Bullets, numbering, and these are text styles. And we'll get into that later. That has to do with when you want to do headings or titles. And it helps for navigation in the headings format. To copy and paste, you select the text that you want to copy, and you can click the copy command in the Home tab on the left-hand side, up left corner, in the clipboard group, and you could click the copy. It looks like two pieces of paper, or you could Control and the letter C, or you could right-click for the quick, right-click is the quick menu, shortcut menu, and you could select copy. And then go to bring your cursor and click to where your new location would be, and you can click the paste, which is the yellow clipboard icon in the top left corner in the clipboard area, or Control V, or right-click and paste to your new location. So cut and paste, it's the only difference is copy, you're going to have it in two locations. Cut, you're getting rid of it in one place and putting it into a new location. So that's the only difference between copy and paste and cut and paste. Copy, you're getting it twice. Cut, you only want it once. So you select the text that you want to cut, then choose the scissors, or Control X, or right-click for the shortcut menu and choose Cut. Place your insertion point, your cursor, click where you want it to be located in the new location, and then you can click the yellow clipboard, or Control V, or right-click and paste. So I'm going to stop here and continue the rest of this presentation on a new Screencast-O-Matic YouTube format. See you in a little bit.